Friends, how's it going? Let's talk about some stocks right now. How are you doing? I hope everyone's doing well. I really do mean that. Let's talk about some particular stocks here who can are really, they're pretty popular stocks right now, and they're stocks I've been talking about. So obviously this week, this is the last week where Biden will be in charge. Okay, where Mr. B Train will be in charge. With that conversation right now, we should see the market do very well this week. The market should start to pick up pace, okay? We should start to see the market get excited about what's coming here, because obviously whenever it's not so much so that it's Trump, it's just in general when a president takes over, the market does well that week, especially the rest of January. Now, February, we'll see what unfolds here, but, more than not, we expect the market to start to pick up here, okay? So if you're probably trying to get out of positions this coming next 2 weeks, you're probably going to be able to do that, and you're going to see positions really increase here. And like I said, February, don't really know how we're going to respond here in February. Now I'm going to try to make this a short video. It's Sunday. I know not everybody wants to listen to me yap here, but kind of, just kind of give an update where I'm at with these particular stocks in general. So let's go right into BigBear AI and where I'm at with it. What do I think about it still, and how do I feel about it? Now, obviously, I bullet points. This is something that I'm putting money into. As long as this is under like a $3.70 range, I'm okay buying it. Now, I do want to say this, and I've said this, and this is where people get mad at me. You guys get mad at me. Some of you get mad at me when I say this, but I have to say it because I have a YouTube channel and thousands of people listen to me yap my mouth on here, so I have to say this. With a red flag, I tell you, I'm buying this, but this is my wild card of 2025 buy, okay? This company has a lot of issues. I'm not expecting much out of it this year, and I'm gonna give you the double-edged sword of it, of why I like it, things I don't like about it, and that there's not much. Listen, if this stock were to end in 2025, December 2025 here, if it ended at a $5 to $6 range, I would be happy as can be. But there would be things attached to that too as well. With that, let's go into the good things right now with BBAI. Okay, these are the good things. So this is not like, listen, I'm gonna tell you the good things, but do not buy this stock just because I'm talking about good things. Listen to the bad things too, and do your own research. With that, okay. Now, BigBear AI here, they've been capturing deals. They've been doing good. They've been capturing deals. Okay. With that conversation, here's some deals I put up there. They've been getting these, deals with the Navy, government contracts essentially, and they're nice chunks of change. Okay, they're good. So what I'm hoping for is that these Army contracts, they essentially continue. Okay, and this is kind of stuff that started to happen with Palantir, like 2 years ago, a few years back here. And obviously, I'm not comparing them to Palantir whatsoever, so don't save your comments for the person coming in here. I'm not doing that. What I am saying is here, though, this was kind of what was going on with Palantir. If you were with Palantir like 3 years ago, 2 3 years ago, when Palantir was still like a $7 stock and struggling to stay at that. Palantir was getting it was getting some government contracts. Then it got more government contracts. Then it got more government contracts that were bigger than the last government contracts. Then it got bigger government contracts where we're like, holy crap, they just got like $500 million government contract. So, and obviously they still do that now. That's like their bread and butter of what they do. Am I saying that's going to continue to happen here? No, that's not what I'm saying exactly. But I'm hoping, obviously, I want that to happen because I'm buying the stock. So with that, I'm hoping too they just acquire more random deals this year that we know about, big deals, or even partnerships with other AI companies. That's kind of what I'm hoping too. Let's talk about the bad with BigBear AI, okay? The bad, they've been dying on earnings. They have not been even meeting expectations. They have a lot of debt, okay? A lot of debt. This is what big investors do not like. So this is why firms are not buying it. This is why big ships are, big investors are not buying it. Okay, and I get it, I understand it, it makes perfect sense. It's a wild card. It's a wild card. It's You just don't know what's going to happen this year. But I'm taking a chance on it. I'm taking a chance. This is literally like my sound. I was buying SoundHound in 2024 when people were like, "What are you doing buying this AI stock? You should not be buying this right now." I'm not saying this is going to do what SoundHound did. Not yet. If we even see somewhat resemblance of that, I will speak on it. But I'm still very aggressively mean to BigBear.ai here compared to where I was to SoundHound when it was even a $3 stock. Big Bear here has some issues that it needs to address here. So if we ended up this year here and they paid off at least 2/4 of their debt, they stayed at least at a $4 to $5 range here stock price wise, I would be happy as a pig in mud. And obviously they acquired some, bigger government contract deals. This is some kind of big deals that were more than like a year long, like a 2 to 3 year contract. That would be very nice because they could keep compounding on each other going into new years. And obviously Big Bear here is they're wanting to stay in business. They're wanting to be big here. Every company out here is fighting for deals. They're fighting for these government contract deals, especially. And usually where there's one, there's more. So that's kind of what we're hoping for here with BigBear.ai. It's a gamble. It's a wild card. Like I am not telling you this is going to work out whatsoever. Every piece of money that I put into Big Bear here under $4, I am fully aware that I could lose all of this year. Okay, I 100%. So this is why I'm so aggressive when I talk about it, because I need you to know, like, there is no guarantee this is going to work out. And I fully expect that, maybe somewhere we see a little bit of more pullback in the market here this year, that Big Bear could easily slide back down to a $2 range, if, a low $2 range. So, that's kind of where I'm at. But honestly, I would kind of like that, honestly, because I would really be stacking some money into it. I would. So with that, let's talk about something else here. Talking about SoundHound. Okay, so SoundHound in particular, like this is my baby. Okay, all of 2024, most of it, I was talking about SoundHound, and I was like, people, please look at SoundHound. Now, I'm gonna bring a double-edged sword here with SoundHound. Okay, I want to be very blunt about what I think is going on, what I see is going on, and kind of what I think probably will unfold here with SoundHound. So let's talk about this. Okay, a month and a half ago, SoundHound was at $6. Okay, before that, SoundHound was at $3, and that's where I was buying SoundHound. I was buying SoundHound at $3-4 and telling people like, hey, I think this stock is going to blow up here in 2025. Now my projection with SoundHound was around $10 to $15 going into 2025 here. Now obviously SoundHound here just a few weeks ago was at a almost $25 range. But obviously, it's all been hype. It's all been push. It's all been a FOMO, obviously. And I said that when we were going through it. I was like, hey, I would not be buying at these prices right now. This is a little dangerous. And I was expecting sell-off. I was expecting it. Now, going back to this $14 range, I really do think this is healthy. This is good. And this is where the stock is really going to find its position right now. So with this $14 position that SoundHound has found itself at right now, I would not be surprised to see it even bleed back down to like an $8 to $10 range, okay? Now, honestly, selfishly, I'm kind of hoping it does for what's coming. I would like to see an $8 to $10 range here with SoundHound, because personally, I would start to buy up more of it at that range. Now, here is the golden ticket that we need right now with SoundHound. These Q4s for 2024 to wrap up the whole year. Like SoundHound's last earning, that was their best, biggest they had. We need this one to be just as good, if not better. And that is very real. That's a very real possibility that it could happen, because they've been acquiring these new deals here. So with that, and they had that other double investment from Nvidia. There's been a lot of evidence why SoundHound has been pushed up here so much. And now with the market selling off, crashing, SoundHound here has found itself getting tugged down with everything else as well, back down to a little bit of a reality price here. But for SoundHound to keep this $15 to $20 range, These next quarterlies that come out here, and they're not totally confirmed when they're coming out here, but March, it's saying, you know, they're gonna really have to be good. They're gonna have to be good. Now, if SoundHound just meets expectations here, I would expect it to travel back down to like a $7 to $9 range, $10 on a good day. Okay, but I still believe 100% that SoundHound is going to be like the dark horse of 2025, where it's going to be there in the background, and it's gonna. SoundHound is but one big deal away from something really good happening. I truly, honestly believe that. I really do believe that. So I still think that SoundHound is very juicy going into 2025. We've seen a huge sell-off, and obviously people only became aware of SoundHound here recently when they were buying it at $18 to $25, sadly. And that's why I was like, I told people too, I told people in multiple videos, like, hey, I sold a huge position in this, and I'm hoping it sells back down because I'm going to buy up more of it. Now that it's sold back down, even to this $14 range, I am a little suspicious that maybe here, I'm not expecting it probably in the next 3 weeks of the market, but probably like by February, I would not be surprised to see the market looking for a place to land, in SoundHound here before the earnings could probably travel back down. If we don't see another deal here, could travel back down into a $10 position somewhere around there, and I would welcome it 100% because I think it would be a great starting place. And then there is Nvidia, the king daddy himself, the chip, the all can do it, making all the money. It's Nvidia. Friends, do not kid yourself that there is plenty of meat left on the bone here with Nvidia. And I hate to see people get caught up in the narrative that Nvidia is just not going to grow much this year. I hate when seeing that people are getting caught up in that. It's a very dangerous place to be right now. And people said that about Tesla, they said that about Microsoft, they said that about a lot of stocks, okay? And I've watched it. I've watched it year after year where people were companies that they just keep having success, and there's always someone going, well, it's not going to go much longer. I mean, they can't do that much more. And I don't know why people just can't sometimes go like, you know what? It's just good over there. It tastes as good as it is. It's just working. That situation over there is working, and it's working for Nvidia. I got news for you. Nvidia's Blackwell chip, it's out. It's $3,000 a pop. They can't make it fast. They can't have it made for them fast enough. Okay? Not to mention their software they have. And that's where they make a lot of their money, more of their money. Nvidia's going to have earnings here to wrap up 2024, the Q4. It's going to send the stock in a shock to where people are going to say, "Oh my god, I should have been buying this at $1, at $135." If Nvidia sells off anymore, I implore you to buy it. I beggeth you to look at what you're doing into your future, okay? Nvidia is going to shock people once again here in 2024. If you're just looking for some way to save $5, $10, $20, $30, you're like, what should I do with this money? Look at Nvidia as a savings account, okay, if anything. I understand not everyone has $135 to buy even one share of this. Don't look at it like that. Look at this as fractional share buying. Look at this as a savings account. You go like, hey, I'm going to put $5 in this week. I'm going to put $15 in Nvidia next week. That is probably going to be your best bet looking at this. And then, a year from now, 2 years, 3 years, as you keep doing that, it's going to do well for you. I guarantee you within 2 to 3 years, Nvidia is going to be forced to do another stock split, okay? I remember when Tesla a few years back, a little more than that, they had their first big stock split when the stock went over $1,000, well over $1,000, and then they had a split, and then people went, well, that obviously is not going to happen again for another decade. Tesla just can't possibly continue to make these kind of numbers and run. Well, it wasn't more than 2 years, and not even that, they had another stock split because they just beat expectations once again. And Tesla, no doubt, is going to have another split here in the future as well with everything they have coming out here. The stock's going to continue. It's got hype, it's got money, it's got everything going for it. Nvidia is in somewhat of the same bubble, no doubt about it. So I've talked about Nvidia so much, I don't want to say too much more because I'm just repeating myself here. But I think just for the simple person investor right now, to look at this as the easiest, best way as you can for Nvidia, because not everyone has, thousands of dollars to just put in Nvidia. Just look at it as a savings account. Just put your money in it, and over time, it's going to do well. It's going to go up. It's going to do better than a savings account, even with the highest, high yield dividend attached to it, yield essentially attached to it. So look at it that way. That's the best way I can tell anyone to do it. So friends, listen, I wish all of you best of luck. I think we're going to have a great year this year. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but other than that, this is the time when you need to be pushing into market. Do not let people scare you. Do not let people that are saying like, well, Trump's going to crash the market. We're going to have a recession. Who cares? Put your money in fundamentally good companies, good stocks. You'll do fine. For God's sakes, buy ETFs then. Just take this moment to put your money somewhere smart. It's the best thing you can do. Take care of yourself, friends. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.